The procedure all drivers must go through prior to the season is checking their flotation devices. Trouble is, drivers like Chip Hanauer, Jim Kropfeld, Steve Reynolds, they really don't need flotation devices because their boats are designed to keep them inside the cockpit, which is virtually unsinkable. Also, they go through physicals where their heartbeat, heart pressure is all checked. But now it is Sunday and time to go for our second go-around in preliminary heats. Here are the three boats. The Miller American is running now along with the two other boats, that being the U-15 and Ron Snyder. Good start. And look who's out in front again. Ron Snyder in the Holson Miss Madison. Second place goes to the U-15. Third to Chip Hanauer and the Miller American. Snyder swinging wide on the first turn here on the tight mile and 2/3 course. In second place in lane number 1 on the inside is Jack Schaefer Jr. out of Irvine, California. Way back in third, the Miller American. Again, it is Ron Snyder on his favorite course and in his favorite position. First place going down the back chute. Jack Schaefer Jr. out of Irvine in second place. Hanauer out of Seattle in the Miller American with that strange cockpit and canopy. Totally different from the other two boats that have gone with the F-15 or F-16 canopy. Instead, the crew felt they could build a lighter, stronger canopy. Not quite as big as the other boats. And we'll see if it works out as they enter this, the 1987 season. There's the Miller American out of Seattle. Ron Snyder, first place, already has 400 points today and 300 for Jack Schaefer. So these two boats based out of Madison, Indiana, having a super day on this smaller course. This is the last preliminary heat for these three boats. Oddly enough, the three of them drew each other again in the second go-around. We have only 6 boats qualified. Somehow these three are going to dance this time, and likewise, the Cellular One, the Budweiser, and the Pantry Pride will meet each other again in Heat 2B. Snyder going down the back chute, though, in first place and in a comfortable position. Jack Schaefer happy to get the points and will make the final very easily now as they go around the north turn. That's the bumpiest part of the course right there. As you go down the back chute, the last half, and then well into the turn, then they come down the main straightaway. Miller American really not going fast enough to be worrying about much turbulence in the water right now. As Schaefer, who has to hold himself in with his left foot, by the way, a right foot on the throttle. That man, Chip Hanauer, strapped in and, of course, has the full canopy on top of him. Hanauer saying he hopes to at least get some points down here, something they have not been able to do. They didn't last year. Snyder, on the other hand, always jumps out to an early national points lead and does well down here in the early stages of the season again on a smaller course, which is a great equalizer between the turbine power and the Allison power or piston engine boats. Ron Snyder calls himself a homebody. Says he gets as much fun working with wood in his wood shop as he does anything else, except when it comes to driving unlimited hydroplanes. He is one of the finest at it. Dreams of someday driving maybe a cab-over boat where he would sit in front of the engine, something he's not done in the unlimited level. Some of the crew from the Holson Miss Madison, Bob Hughes, the team spokesman and owner, and his team is in first place. Jack Schaefer driving for Ed Cooper Jr. and Ed Cooper Sr. out of Madison, Indiana. The boat was bought last year by the Cooper family, moved out from Seattle from Chuck Hickling's shop, and now they drive with the Madison banner. The Miller American, the boat driven, or rather built by Jim Lucero, designed by Lucero, but the crew did many different things to it over the winter time. As you see, Snyder cruising along now, here in the final preliminary heat for Snyder and the Holson Miss Madison. A supercharged stock Allison in the U-15, previously called the Tempest, and the Miller American with Chip Hanauer. Now the water beginning to churn up a little bit more on the tight course as Snyder comes around looking for a perfect day. He has 400 in the first heat, wants another 400 here. He would have 800 for the day, and he's got the checkered flag. First place to Snyder again. And the Miller American has gone dead in the water. No points for the Miller in this second attempt today. So here are the numbers again. Jack Schaefer coming up with another 300 points. 600 for the day, and of course Snyder in the Holson Miss Madison with 800. Down to Jim Hendrick.
Ron Snyder, second straight victory. How about the cockpit temperature? How's the heat behind the engine?
See me sweating?
Yeah, I guess.
I think that's 8 pounds I've lost in 2 heats now.
Would you teach me the secret? I can lose some weight.
Your wife called me and told me to do that.
Listen, coming down, you made a start in second place like you did the first time around. Then before the first turn is over, you're out in front. Is that a strategy? Or are you timing your starts that way?
There's no sense in jumping the gun. I'm not going to take a chance. And, you know, it's a new race, or a brand new race this year, our first race. I'm just taking my time at it.
800 perfect points going into the final.
Watch me in the final.
Steve Reynolds shaking hands with Team Owners. Steve Woomer already set for Heat 2B. We'll have that for you after this. To Miami, we have a chance to talk with one man you might say is without a country right now, certainly without a boat. Somewhere in Alabama, the Oboy Alberta was being towed down by owner Jim Harvey, and the boat, or rather the truck, caught fire and was totally destroyed, unable to race. What's the status right now of the boat, George?
The boat's okay, Don. Peel a little paint off the sponsons, a little bit on the cowl, but all of our hardware, all of our engines, our gearboxes, everything from my driving suit to the propellers was in the truck, and the truck was totally destroyed.
What race do you think you'll be able to join the tour? I know Fran Muncie, Bernie Little, a number of people have been helping.
Oh, everybody. You know, the crews are jumping in. We got people working. I know the guys are back getting engines ready right now. I think some of the crews are going to come back with the Toyota truck and pick the boat up and take it back to Seattle, and I'm real confident we're going to make Evansville.
That would be very fortunate indeed. That boat, by the way, used to be the Squire shop. Jim Harvey is now the owner. Let's hope they can get back on their feet very soon. 3 boats now as a record crowd of better than 30,000 will watch Heat 2B. And here we go with the Budweiser with a good start. On the inside is Cropfeld. On the outside is Steve Reynolds in the Cellular 1. The canopy flies off the Cellular 1. Look how high it went up into the air. The Cellular 1 still running in second place in lane number 2. A rooster tail lead as you see the shot with the Budweiser on the left of your screen. Cropfeld with 16 career victories in the unlimited level. The canopy floating. Part of the Cellular 1 boat still sitting out there on the race course, trying to clear it out of the way so they can continue racing. The Budweiser in first place, hugging the buoy is Cropfeld out of Cincinnati, Ohio, entering his 5th full year as an unlimited driver. Kind of strange looking, isn't it? The Cellular 1 without a canopy. The yellow flag is out as a result of that canopy flying up. I've never seen anything fly so high into the air as that canopy did on the Cellular 1. Gives you some idea what the force is like. The Budweiser is slowing down. You can hear the turbine engine winding down. Something gone wrong. I know the Budweiser took a rooster tail from the Cellular 1 when both Reynolds and Cropfeld were maneuvering for the start. That may be a problem. He may have taken some salt water on the air intake. Todd Yarlick and the Pantry Pride goes into first place. Cropfeld trying to restart. Cellular 1 is dead in the water as well. 3 boats start. We've got 1 running, and like a bandit, Todd Yarling is running into first place and running away from the rest of the field. The Pantry Pride in first place here in Heat 2B, going into the second turn. The Budweiser restarting. Cropfeld with his own portable batteries in that boat able to get started, and he will try to at least hold on to second place and get another 300 points. Yarling out of Hanover, Indiana, never won a hydroplane race, but Jim Saddam, the boat owner for this team of Pantry Pride, said, I know it sounds crazy, but I feel like we're going to win it this Sunday here in Miami. We shall see. That boat is running better than we've ever seen it. It qualified at better than 105 miles per hour, 106 in fact, and you can hear the Budweiser sputtering. We've obviously got a problem with that turbine, the Lycoming engine inside, the T55 engine. The Pantry Pride going down the back chute. Todd Yarling all alone. There you see better than a half a lap lead for the Pantry Pride. Len Slider, the president of Pantry Pride, good supporter of unlimited hydroplane racing, here today as he watches the boat owned by Jim and Nancy Saddam in first place. Todd Yarling looking for his first career unlimited victory. He will be in the final, certainly. Nancy and Jim. Saddam, they never let their feelings high. They never hide them. They keep them right out there in front. You know where they stand every minute of the day, and they are overjoyed with what's going on right now. They strongly believe in piston power for hydroplane racing. Steve Reynolds, his day may be done. He has no points for the afternoon here in Miami. This, an Allison engine, turbocharged, they believe it's a great way to go. Certainly these turbines are expensive, no question about it. And the Budweiser is laboring, to say the least. Todd Yarling, though, coming around the turn near the pits, where the crew will get a good view of the Pantry Pride Sun Supermarkets, a John Steinecker design and build boat out of Detroit. And Todd coming down the main straightaway to pick up 400 points as the winner of Heat 2B. And let the celebration begin with Nancy and Jim Sedam.
Oh, boat racing is fun again.
He's enjoying himself. Pantry Pride with the 400 points, 7 for the day, now tied with the Budweiser. And Cellular 1 and Steve Reynolds. No luck so far. Down to the pits.
Todd Yarling, you're looking like you're maturing as a driver. You're not making so many rookie mistakes. You made a good start and you're thinking out there.
Yeah, this year I've got to do a lot of thinking. We've had to mature a lot this year. We know we've got quite a bit of power now over what we had last year. And we were a little worried coming down to Florida with all the new turbine boats and everything. But, you know, we wanted to do real well for Pantry Pride, and looks like it's working for us.
Pantry Pride, U22, the winner of Heat 2B.
You're still in the final. We got time to change for an engine for the final, right?
Well, we're going to have to. We had some, the bleed band was kicking back all the time when we were out there, so got a little salt in it, but yeah, things like that happen in saltwater.
Things like this can happen on saltwater, freshwater, you name it. Talk about skyrockets and Old Faithful. The cowling of the Cellular 1 high into the air.